today's lesson. I'm Mr. Serangwa, and today in civic education we are looking at human rights. And by the end of the lesson, we should be able to just address the two issues. Number one is the definition of human rights. The second one is the characteristics of human rights. What are human rights like? Let's look at the definition of human rights. Human rights are lawful claims that individuals receive from the community. They are lawful claims, which means there are some of the claims that are backed by the law. There is a way we are supposed to be protected as individuals. There is a way you are supposed to be protected even at home as an individual, because the law says so. And therefore, that is what the human rights is addressing. Now, when you look at the human rights, we have what we call the characteristics of human rights. What are human rights like? Number one, human rights are inherent. Inherent comes from the word inherit, which means you are getting it from someone. People that have inherited items are those where someone died, and then at the end, you get the items from an individual who died. That is called to inherit. Now, being inherent, it means when one is born, you inherit from your mother, from your father, the human rights. Meaning there is no stage or other age where one will need to enjoy the human rights. As long as life has started, which means human rights are with that particular individual. That's the reason why in some of the countries that are very serious, even abortion is a criminal offense, because you are terminating life that has started. Number two, human rights are universal. What we mean by universal is that human rights apply everywhere. For example, someone is in the bush. Human rights are there. You can't kill someone because someone is in the bush. Human rights apply everywhere. And also, wherever individuals are, wherever human beings are, which means rights are also with them, because they are humans even in the bush. So when you go in the bush, you are a human being. You don't stop becoming a human being because you are in the bush, right? And so human rights are everywhere. That is what we mean by universal. Number three, human rights are inalienable. What we mean by inalienable is that human rights are inseparable. We have a chain. A chain is called a chain because the particles are attached together. The moment when you remove one particle, you remove the other one here, the other one here, these remain just the metals. It is no longer a chain. That is how human rights work. Once you remove one right from an individual, just know that the whole chain is affected. Why am I saying so? If you don't give someone the right to education, do you know that it has the potential to affect every aspect of a human life? You don't give someone education, right to employment is denied, right to good health is also affected. Even the right to life at large is also going to be affected. And so, these human rights, they are inseparable, which means you can't separate one from the other. They work as a chain. That is what human rights are. The last one, human rights are interdependent or interrelated. If we were to use local language, we would say ni pachibululu. But at the end, human rights are interdependent. Let's say you put the blocks together. You put these items together. Then because you are interested in this one, all these are affected. Because for these to survive where they are surviving because of this. Of course you can get this one, but at the end the system is affected here. If you want to get this one, you are affecting this one and this one also. So these human rights are interrelated. That's the reason why under unalienable, rather inseparable, we said they depend on each other. So these are some of the characteristics of human rights. We said they are inherent, they are universal, they are inalienable, and also they are interrelated. Now let's look at the categories of human rights. You see, these things are in categories. The human rights are also in categories. Before we talk about these fundamental rights that are found in our Constitution of Zambia, let's look at, first of all, the categories of human rights. The first category of human rights are called civil and political rights. In other words, they are called first generation rights. Now, why are they called first generation rights? They are called so because they were the first ones to be recognized. Before these other rights were recognized, these rights were the first ones to be recognized. For example, political rights, right to life, these were the first rights to be recognized. And so it is the reason why they are called first generation rights. When people sat, remember the killings that were there, if it was RE, the Israelites, Pharaoh, people said, why should people continue being killed like that? Why don't we introduce something that is going to protect every individual? And so we find the birth in the beginning of these rights. And now they are called first generation rights because they are the first ones to be recognized. The second ones are called economic, social, and cultural rights. These are second generational rights. Why do we say so? These were the second ones now to be recognized. When these first ones now were discovered and they were seen to be workable, for sure they were working, and these these economic, social, and cultural now came into play. So what are these social, cultural, and the economic rights? Economic, we are talking about the production. Let there be rights that are helping individuals even in trade. Social, the interaction of the people. People attaining their goals. Because social comes from the word society, which is a group of people sharing common aims and ideas. So we are a community, we are a society at the end. And so, what are some of the rights that are protecting us from each other? So these rights now came to play, and the cultural rights. In so many countries have different cultures. And at the end, these cultures, they are also adding up to the economic existence of the communities. Through culture, people are making money. We have the Ministry of Tourism today. It is expressing culture, and it becomes a source of revenue to the people that are coming from the other world. Then the last one is the collective rights. These collective rights are under third generation. Why are they called collective rights? And why are they falling in the third generation? We say so because these were just recently discovered. Some of the rights, if one is to mention it, for example, self-actualization. Someone would say, what type of right is that? These are type of rights that were just discovered recently. And therefore, they are also workable. They were just discovered recently. And at the moment, these rights, they are all adding up to someone attaining their goals. And so, the categories of rights, we have civil and political rights, first generation. Number two, we have economic, social, and cultural rights, second generation. And the third one is called collective rights. So all these are the categories of human rights. So human rights are important because they safeguard the potential of a human being. An individual needs to reach self-actualization in life. Someone needs now to reach the level where they are saying, I have worked, I have done this and that, because all along they have been supported by law. Therefore, today's lesson was based on human rights. It is important to respect one's right so that your right can also be respected. That's the reason why we have the Constitution today, which is the supreme law of the land. An individual cannot do any harm to you because you are protected by law. Now, I want you to carry a survey to find out the abuse of human rights in your community around you. How far is this abuse? If your community is okay, then tell me how human rights are respected in the community where you are. Then from there, just write a piece of information to prove that in the community where you are, in terms of respect for human rights, this is how far life is in the community where you are. This marks the end of our lesson, Human Rights. Meet me as we will talk about now the Bill of Rights, the noise that Zambia is going through. What is it that we should know? Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.